Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Spice. Today we are at the next topic, that is how to assess your chess, and we are going to discuss how to evaluate a position, how to understand what's happening in the position. So that will not only teach us how to assess our chess, how to assess the position also we are seeing at the same time. So let's look at this position and try to see what's going on. See, firstly what has happened here, we can see that white is a piece up, but knight attacks the queen and the pawn attacks the knight on c3. So black is going to soon regain material and he will remain a pawn up at least. What white is trying to prove is that he has extra development, both bishops are open. So white thinks that he should be definitely better, and as you can see already 3:1 development is there. These two pawns can be counted as half, but still the move is white's. So white has at least 2 extra developments, and the black king is also not that safe. So this brings us to the conclusion that white has to be better over here. But what should white play here? What would you play? See, many people do what? They find here moves one by one, right? Of course, if it's a game situation and we are in trouble, then we will look at least one move which will be a saving one. But at least for practice at home, we should try to calculate further and see how things work. So here white has the very obvious candidate. Many say the move bishop c4. See, many of my weaker students also find the move bishop c4 easily. Point is simple. If knight takes queen, then bishop f7 mate. Right? So that is the point here. The king is not well placed, f7 is weak. But the point is, after bishop c4 there will be e6, and you will note that not only the queen hangs, the knight is attacked, king gets placed on e7, and what should white do over there? It looks like surviving is becoming difficult for white. Again, if we look at the position, we notice that this d6 knight is highly overloaded, and white again can find the move bb5 check. But this time the situation is different. After bb5 there are 3 candidates, knight c6, knight d7 and ke7, and white needs to work it out now only whether it's sensible or not. Although we will play the move bishop c4. White played bishop c4 in the game, and after e6 this position we can definitely get, because even if we move the queen after dc, at least we are regaining material and we are much better, we can say. So the first step, finding bc4 move, has at least ensured that white will be clearly better. Now the next objective that white saw, he developed a piece, opponent moved a pawn, means he is becoming more ahead in development, and he looks at the move bb5 as I said. Point is that after bb5, see, there are 2 very interesting lines. Black should perhaps try the move nd7. This is perhaps the best option, setting a small trap that if hasty bishop d7, then after qd7, see, nothing much is gained, because if the queen moves, then the black queen also moves. And the problem here is that if knight takes d7, then after e takes f, knight f8, d takes c, you see that the f8 knight getting trapped, and that position is not much of an advantage for white. All the advantage is lost. But here white has the very strong move. See, the queen can just go back to f3, and after dc you can see that after bd7 the position is totally winning. White remains a piece up and castle is broken, and white can do whatever he wants over here. So this will not work. So the move nd7 fails thanks to the move queen f3. What happens to nc6? Let's see now. Again, see, the knight on c3 and the queen are attacked. Here too white has simpler knight c6. The point is that if e takes f5, then firstly see, knight takes d8, the bishop gives check. If knight b5, then the c3 knight moves, and if kd8, then this knight can simply go to e2, and white again remains a piece up. So black decided to go with the move ke7 and challenge white to prove his point. The position is of course got down. White now can win in 2 ways actually. See, the king is badly placed, the king has no place to move, and as we have discussed lately, the concept of altering the move order, see, that works here splendidly. King has no place, and we have learned the sacrifice check becomes highly effective. Here the both sacrifice checks, knight d5 and knight g6, work well. The move bg5 is met by f6. So the defenders are, see, the f pawn. If f pawn is not there, then bg5 mates. If e pawn is not there, then queen e5 mates. So white can either go with c, knight g6. When fg, then you can see bg5 mates. If hg, then it will be like the main variation. We will see that soon. See, there comes knight d5 check, e takes d5, and knight g6 check. So what happens now? The hg line would have transposed to that by nd5, where queen e5 checkmates. And as I showed you, the move fg, which vacates the f7 square, but now see bg5 check and mate. See, this is how white forced things and won the game. As I said, this topic is going to be very important one for the development of our game. And these are still easier positions. Gradually I am going to make the level of positions higher and higher. Do let me know how easily you could solve this position. I hope you are finding this useful and effective. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.